This is Seek and Destroy for the Amiga CD32, and it's a very good shooter. It's a top-down shooter. Let's show the back so you can see the screenshots there. I've tried to I don't like autofocus on camera, so I've tried to get it about there. I used to read things here. It's going blurry. I didn't actually preview the videos fully, and I was noticing the background bit here was becoming so blurred, so I've tried to make this look acceptable, and then I'll just have to make do. It's around about here to show it. But anyway, let's go back to the front cover. Seek and Destroy, very good shoot 'em up. Certainly it's a good shooter. There are many games similar, but in its own right I like it. I think it did have a bit of a fan base back in the day as well, by Vision Software, as you can see there now. I think it's Vision Software. Can't actually see. Yes, Vision Software. So it's in a nice, let's call it a gatefold case. So that's the first thing that appeals to me. I don't think this came out in a larger box for the CD32. It did come out on floppy disk, I seem to recall as well. I just have it for the CD32, so I can't comment. As always, I will look up and do some research before I actually start playing this. Let's have a read of the back, if I can try and get the best focus point, I would say, about there. I apologise, but like I say, the Watch Read Play Retro in the background was absolutely doing my eyes in when I looked at previous videos. So I'm trying to rectify it. About there, I would say. So Apache 1, you are clear for takeoff. Take control of an Apache helicopter in a series of daring missions behind enemy lines. You're fully loaded with a deadly arsenal of weapons to seek out and destroy hostile units. Fast and frantic 360-degree scrolling arcade action. Multi-phase missions spread across desert, sea, snow and jungle scenarios. Varied selection of military weapons including interceptor and air-to-ground missiles. As I wander off camera there of holding it. Co-pilot feature. Player 1 pilots the Apache, player 2 mans the weapons. That was quite advanced for its time, was it? 93, I think. Limitless gameplay opportunities. After all 14 missions are completed, go on to new levels of difficulty. Well, that's a bit more of a given, but the two-player, one man in the guns, one flying a helicopter, was quite novel for its time, I think. So the packaging, I always say the same thing. Maybe I'll start to review some Sega Saturn games or something later, and I will change this. It's basic, but it does the job sort of thing. But yes, just shows you clearly exactly what it is, although I presume that's you blowing up rather than you. Oh no, maybe not. No, actually, I always say this. Yes, there you go. Okay, that makes sense now. I never actually noticed that before. There, I'm always going on about the fact I like the pictures that carry on onto the side of the box and across, but there you go. I presume this is you, and yes, because isn't this a Russian helicopter? I don't know my stuff. I have a couple of books. I must start to look up some military style talk and sound at least like I know what I'm saying. But this is just a shoot 'em up, to be honest, so I don't want to go too much in depth for this. I can't really get to show the screenshots too well from here. I mean, you can see my magic word minimalistic, but it's all about 360-degree turning, so everything just turns around as you play. Inside you have the manual tucked away in here. Nice disc as well, and that sort of keeps it in. Let's have a look at the manual. I seem to recall, I think it has tips and just the general collectibles and such for the game. Okay, listen up. I'm going to brief you people once, so pay attention. So there's a little briefing there, 1 or 2 player it talks about. I do remember that title screen. I think I played this on a disc demo, magazine demo back in the day, and I think my friend had it. As always, you'll hear me say that a lot. He had a lot of games for the CD32 before I did, and then eventually I owned it. But by that time, to admit, Doom had come out on the PC, so I didn't diss my Amiga, but certainly it may not have got the quality playtime it should have done, so I shall rectify this now. So as you can see, resupplying, pickups, etc. there. Like the fact that it does talk about the green and yellow buttons, etc. So it is the CD32 manual. There we go, that's what I was remembering. Mission hints and tips. Yeah, you have to be absolutely stationary when landing. It's telling you not to move forward and backwards. I think also when you're picking up people, etc., it's quite tricky. yeah, so it's not much that it goes off into other languages, but certainly it does the job. That's another. I must start finding new phrases to describe these games, because I really do sound like a broken record. But if I can get this in here without creasing the corner again, which I've done in the past, there we go. Also with these, just in case you're new to collecting for this, it has a habit of dropping down the side and then crunch. So I always try, or as I almost ruin it, I always try and get it like that and then close it this way. It's just one of those things. But yeah, as these games get older, you have to be very careful. So Seek and Destroy, straighten it up because it does deserve that. I'm going to give it a jolly good playthrough, and I'm fairly certain that I will enjoy this. As to if I can complete all 14 levels, we shall see. Certainly hope so on at least normal difficulty, but it should be fun. And I like the packaging, as I said. It's great that it carries on onto the side and onto the back. Seek and Destroy for the Amiga CD32.